Hey everyone, and welcome to RPG Elite, the place where I, your host, servant of Shiloh, this is the place where I focus on putting the RP back in RPG, and I do that by giving you tools, tips, tutorials, and real talk about the tabletop RPG space and culture. Today's video is going to be more in the real talk kind of category. Yeah. Probably falls into that more than any of the other ones. It's kind of, it's not really a tutorial, it's more informational. We just passed over 200 videos on this channel. Now folks, that is a lot of videos, and everyone is not going to watch every single video that I come out with. Now you got my Elite Squad out there, right? But even everybody on the Elite Squad doesn't watch every single video. Those will probably be people like my Primo Elites. Check that out. I like that term, Primo Elites. Okay, we gonna use that. Oh yeah, okay, that's a new one, y'all. My Primo Elites may go ahead and do that. These are the top elites, everything that I come out with, they might put it on in the background or whatever. My Primo Elite, oh, I gotta do something official for that. I like that, Primo Elites. I love that. But everyone comes in at different places here. Understanding that, it's good to kind of revisit what RPG Elite is about and to make some statements in reference to the whole RPG Elite network and just RPG Elite in general, why this exists. So today, even though I plan on doing a totally different video from what I'm doing right now, we're going to give you a crash course here in the RPG Elite network and what it is about. So let's start with the foundation, the pillars of RPG Elite and what they are, because this is crucial to understand out the gate. Now, as I said, I have said these things in different videos over time. Now, this one video here is the one that if you go to it, it kind of explains everything in a sense. It's not going to explain everything that I'm talking about in this video today, but it'll explain this one that I'm talking about right now. These are the three pillars of RPG Elite. So let's go and let's look at all three of these. So the first pillar is going to be RPG Elite philosophy. Now that is something that is particular to this channel. There is no other channel that does RPG Elite philosophy because I'm the founder. I came up with it. And I'm codifying this in videos, and yes, there'll be a book that will be coming out, God willing, later on this year that puts all of this together and probably have a whole bunch of other things that I don't say in the videos. But I have a whole playlist, and there are a lot of videos in this playlist. And you would have to go through and look at all of that stuff, and that's gonna take you quite a bit of time, folks, and we're not even done. And y'all ain't gonna believe what I'm gonna do with the RPG Elite philosophy after we get done explaining all of the qualities, but I'll leave that for later on. But RPG Elite philosophy, the mindset of an RPG Elite, that is a pillar of this channel. Now, another one that a lot of people don't get or understand or even know is that we focus on alternative genre tabletop RPGs. That means I don't do fantasy. No fantasy on this channel, folks. No high, low, dark, medium rare, or whatever. I do not do fantasy. No fairies, no elves or anything like that, unless it's some kind of cross genre thing like Shadowrun or something like that. But I don't do that. That doesn't come on this channel. I don't do fantasy. So do not expect when you come to this channel to see anything about fantasy, because it's not happening. I don't cover it. And this is also for publishers who want to send me emails. They might go to my About tab and you look for my email, but they don't read at the top that I don't cover fantasy. So they'll send me an email and it'll be like, our new fantasy product. And when I see fantasy, I click delete and I do not respond. I've gotten too many of those at this point. I'm like, listen, if you're not willing to do your due diligence, then I'm not willing to read it at all. So there's that. So make sure that you understand, I don't cover fantasy on this channel. Now, the next thing that this channel is about, that is a pillar, and it's so much of a pillar that I have dedicated an entire day to it. On Fridays, it is classic tabletop RPGs. Now, what do I mean by classic? Anything that is 20 years old or older in the tabletop RPG landscape. And it has to be an alternative genre tabletop RPG. That means that every year that passes, that God would bless me with another year to be here and to continue to do this, there are more games falling into that category. I have content coming out the ears. I have to choose specifically which games that I will cover, because you guys know when we do classic tabletop RPGs, I do deep dives. I mean, I'm going all in, and we're gonna figure out the whole system. We're going over different mechanics and everything, and then we like to cap it off with a mini adventure. That's how I like to do it. So I'm not even gonna be able to cover all the ones that I'm gonna be able to cover. I mean, you gotta be kidding me, right? I have enough. I have too much. I have to pick and choose, and I only do 2 videos a week. Tuesdays, Fridays. That means it's limited, y'all. The airtime here is limited. So those are the 3 pillars. You got your RPG Elite philosophy. You got your alternative genre tabletop RPGs. And you got your classic tabletop RPGs. Those 3 pillars are the foundation of the RPG Elite network across the board, whether it's the RPG Elite YouTube channel, the RPG Elite website, or any of the other things like the RPG Elite Facebook page, which I am working on right now. Other things that are be a part of the whole network, going to focus on those 3 things. That will be the foundation. I just wanted to touch very quickly on the terms that I use here when it comes to RPG Elite. I may use that as an adjective or a noun. And normally when I use it as a noun, I will use it in the plural, or I will put an at the beginning. So I would say an RPG Elite or RPG Elites. But sometimes I will use it as an adjective and be like, yo, that's RPG Elite. And all that means is that it is something that an RPG Elite would believe and embrace. But when I'm talking about an RPG Elite, that means an individual that adheres and believes and inculcates into their whole idea of an approach towards tabletop RPGs, every single RPG Elite philosophy quality. Not some, all. So an RPG Elite embraces every quality, and there's 10 of them. So they say yes and amen. And those are individuals who are rare. They're rare. Now, there may be some people out there who are RPG Elite in one thing and not in another, which is fine. They're just not RPG Elites. So though that is small, it is something that you'll hear over and over again, and you might be thrown off by how I use it. That is the way that I use the term RPG Elite. Now, there's been some misconceptions about me, who I am, what I think, right? And they come a lot of times from people taking things out of context in a series. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. There's this misconception that I will only play with RPG Elites. Now, here's a problem with that. I've never said that. There's not one video you can go through in all of my 200 videos where I have ever said that, because I've never said that. Now, I've said things like, I would prefer to play with RPG Elites. RPG Elites tend to attract one another. We're rare though, because we can recognize whether somebody's RPG Elite or whether they're not. Because of that, we like to play with one another. That makes sense, right? But I've never said that those are the only people that I would play it. See, these are making grand assumptions because I'm saying things that probably are uncomfortable, and I will get to that one in a second. But I'm probably saying things that are uncomfortable to people. But that's a misconception, because I've never said that. And there's a whole misconception also about, well, the channel exists because, and I'm saying all these things because I want everybody to be an RPG Elite. Well, of course not. I mean, because that would make the term RPG elite obsolete. So, no, this is for RPG elites, or for those who want to understand what being an RPG elite is, the whole mindset, because that really is what RPG elite is. RPG elite is a mindset. And that's another misconception about RPG elite and me, that because people are misunderstanding what the whole thing about RPG elite is, they think, oh, this is some kind of gameplay or game style. It got nothing to do with that. This is a mindset. Has nothing to do with whether you're a good role player or something like that, or that got nothing to do with that. It really doesn't. It has to do with mindset and approach to the game. Tabletop RPGs in general, it's a mindset. I have said that 5 million times, but again, still get, people in the comments saying stuff that's absolutely incorrect. At this point, I just don't even bother anymore to respond, because it's just like, okay, say whatever you want to say and you're going to believe whatever you want to believe anyway. And I'm not going to waste my time trying to explain it to you if you didn't watch the video, or if you're too weak and you're too triggered because I said something because you don't like me, which comes to what I want to talk about next, because there are people, I don't believe that I have this, but when you put yourself out there in public, this is what you're going to get. So you have to know from get, how am I going to handle this? Now, I already knew how I'm going to handle it. I'm going to handle it like me. But you ain't going to believe this. There is one individual, that they have to be either subscribed to my channel or my stuff must be coming up in their feed. One of the two. But I'm going to guess they're subscribed to my channel, because when I look at my analytics now, because YouTube took away the up and the down likes, they took that away so you guys can't see them. I can still see them though. But as I'm looking at my analytics, I'm noticing a pattern. I have a lot of likes in one side, and then I have like one dislike. And it won't matter what kind of video that it is, it'll just be one dislike. And this is the pettiness that you have to deal with individuals. I think it's funny. But anyway, this is the pettiness you have to deal with individuals on the channel if you are on YouTube. And that one person, no matter what video, if they see it, they will downvote it. It's because they don't like me. Now, here's the thing with that. That is just playing right into my hands, because that is part of my agenda. For this individual, apparently I've taken up permanent headspace in them where they are going to take the effort to downvote something, because that's how petty they are, even though they can't even see it. It's two things, folks. It's laughable, it's pathetic, and, well, you might as well throw a third one in there. It's weak. This is just a reflection of the culture. And this is not only just in the United States, this is globally. Weak folks. Now that's odious to me, but that's another video. Now there's gonna be people who dislike me, dislike my demeanor, dislike how I say things. All right, well, there's plenty of other channels out there, right? Plenty of them. And you guys can go and do your thing. I am not preventing you from going over there and doing it. See, but there's a lot of people who think that because they dislike me and because they dislike the position and the stance that I take, that somehow them being some no-name individual who is less than zero in my life can come on and make a derogatory comment about me or whatever and then make me care. I don't care! Do your thing. If that's what you want to do, do your thing. I'm still coming out with videos, and I know that right there bothers them. It bothers them. But it is what it is. So expect me to be me. I'm not changing how I am. I know that I rub people the wrong way. I know that the things that I say trigger folks. I understand that coming out the gate. I know that before I press the record button on my camera.
Oh, snap.
And I say it anyway, on purpose, because it's not a popularity contest for me. It's something else. I'll mention that in 1 second. Now this one I'm just going to mention in passing, but I have mentioned many, many times that I have an agenda. That this is not just about a hobby for me. It's more than that. And my primo elites and some other people out there may understand what it is that I am attempting to do with the RPG Elite Network. I have this codified in my mind, and I'm going to actually write it down, but there is an agenda. I definitely have one. If you don't like me, you probably don't like my agenda. And you probably don't like me for other reasons besides the fact that I might say something that rubs you the wrong way. You're not liking me on a deeper level. And that would be your problem, because I'm not going anywhere, God willing. I'm going to continue to do this with as much fervor and learn things and, you know, have a lot of fun in the process, but I'm always going to be me. I am. And I'm not doing this to try to, you know, try to trigger people. I just know that I will. Ow! And listen, as I said before, I'm not doing this for a popularity contest. I'm doing this because I have an agenda.
Because it's all part of the plan.
And because I have an agenda, I have to do things in a particular way. So, you take it or leave it, y'all. That's the long and the short of it. The agenda is on. So, there it is. What this channel is about, what I'm about, just the jargon, all of these little things that if you're new to the channel, or maybe you haven't seen the video that you kind of should see if you want to find out what the channel is about, then I just wanted to kind of mash that together so you guys would understand what you are getting into. Oh, now, if you have learned something, you got any value from the video at all, whether it be entertainment or whatever, can you go ahead and do me a favor and hit that like button for me? Can you hit it? Can you crush it? Can you annihilate it? Please. Also, if you want to stick around, if this is your first video, or maybe this is a video that you wanted to actually know more about and be like, oh, okay, well, let me go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell and stick around for a little bit to see what this guy is about. What's the question of the vid? Oh, okay. Well, the question of the vid today has to do with RPG Elite. And it has to do with just giving you a chance to express yourself as coming to this video. Maybe you're part of the RPG Elite community. Just express yourself in terms of, okay, this is what I like about this guy, and this is what I don't like about this guy. Or maybe tell me what you like or dislike about the whole RPG Elite philosophy. Does it mean that I'm going to change it? Of course not. But I still want to hear what it is that you have to say. Hey, if y'all know anything, I'm just going to keep it 100. Know what I mean? I still like hearing from you guys. I know that it's not going to change, but I like reading your comments. I do. I like reading your comments. I like reading different views. I like reading different approaches. Doesn't mean that anything is going to change on this channel whatsoever. It just means that I still value your input. That's all it means. So go ahead, let me know what you like and dislike about this channel or about the RPG Elite Network in general. Let me know down in the comments. So that's it for me, folks. That's gonna do it. So you know what I gotta do, right? I gotta do my snaggle push.
So exit, stage left.
If you have a game this week, you know what I want it to be? I want it to be an RPG Elite session all the time, y'all. Striving to become better. And God willing, I'll see you on Friday with a little bit more Traveler in our series. So until then, y'all, check out these videos right here and peace. 5,000 leets and primo leets, y'all. Ooh, gotta use that. I'm outie.